This government has no border plan and no immigration plan. While the minister's busy rage tweeting and name calling, he has no answer for how to manage over 3 million temporary residents before the deadline, no strategy for removals, and no serious border enforcement measures are in place. The minister's antics are not just embarrassing, they're reckless, risking chaos at our border and straining relations with our closest allies. So, will the immigration minister quit his histrionics and present a Canada First plan to fix the immigration system he broke?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Safety.
Madam Speaker, let's talk about the Conservatives' record when it comes to the border. They slashed over 1,000 jobs from CBSA, even when they were warned that that would be an increase of human trafficking, drugs, and guns into this country. What else did they do? They cut 600 officers from the counter-terrorism unit that eventually had to be pulled from other departments within the RCMP because their mismanagement was so bad, and it left officers off the line of duty for things like organized crime.
The Honourable Member for Wellington Halton Hills.
Madam Speaker, the government didn't answer my earlier question on a very serious issue, so I'll ask it again. U.S. Border Patrol released alarming data. CBS Boston reports that 155 suspects on the terror watch list were encountered on the southern U.S. border this year, but 361 suspects on the watch list were arrested on the northern border, more than double the number. And now Canada is threatened with 25% tariffs because of illegal border crossings. So what is the government's plan to protect our borders, our trade, and Canadians from terrorism?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I'll tell you our plan. Our plan is to invest in our border services agencies, unlike what the Conservatives did. They cut over 1,000 employees from CBSA and have the nerve to try and lecture us about border management. They cut over 600 employees from the RCMP dealing with counter-terrorism, and what had to happen? Those members had to be brought in from other departments within the RCMP just to make up for the mismanagement of border services and counter-terrorism under the Conservatives. Our plan will be
the Honourable Member for Niagara Falls.
Speaker, after 9 years of this NDP-Liberal government, everything is broken. For over a century, there was a consensus on the importance and value of immigration, yet that is being placed at risk by this government's incompetence. By December of next year, 3 million visas will expire, and individuals will need to obey the law and voluntarily leave Canada. The problem is, there is no way to ensure that they will leave. My question is simple. What is the Prime Minister's plan to enforce and ensure the rule of law so that people who need to leave Canada actually leave?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Immigration is a key to growing our economy and strengthening our communities. Canadians want a robust and sustainable immigration system that sets Canada and all who come here up for success. And the Level Plans is doing just that. We are reducing the number of temporary and permanent residents in short to alleviate pressures on housing and infrastructure. These measures will achieve long-term growth and ensure a well-managed, sustainable immigration system. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Niagara Falls.
Speaker, the hope that someone leaves Canada is not a plan. My own community has 4 international border crossings. Cross-border visitation and tourism have been a strength of our region, yet that is all being placed at risk because of this government's incompetence. We have 3 million expiring visas in Canada by the end of December next year. Without a plan, many of those individuals may attempt to cross the border illegally into the United States. So again, what is the government's plan so that people who need to leave Canada actually leave?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, you want to talk about incompetence. How does the member who represents a border town actually talk to his constituents about the fact that the Conservatives slashed 600 RCMP employees from dealing with counter-terrorism, had to pull those employees from other places like dealing with organized crime? How does that member talk to his community about the fact that they cut over 1,000 CBSA agents under their time, which led to an increase of human trafficking, drugs, and guns right into his community?